Welcome to another Combustion Chamber Live. We are here at Horsepower Ranch along with Don from Cruising Orlando, Tara from Florida Car Shows, and this is their annual Christmas show / car show, and this thing is amazing. We got hot rods, pickup trucks, and even a little surprise luxury. Let's get after it. All right, let's get things started off right with Horsepower Ranch's General Lee from the show Dukes of Hazzard. Gorgeous Dodge Charger in excellent condition, like pretty much all of their cars. And like classic Mopar of its day and a lot of cars, this thing is massive, but so good looking. Classic design, classic TV show. I love this thing. I want to get this on the show. We got to get this on the show. But they've got so much more in here. They've got 3 second-gen Trans Ams in here. Pickup trucks, lead sleds. This one's the Red Baron with that chopped top there. Lots of stuff in here. Bigfoot. Fastback Mustang. Come back over here. I really like these Trans Ams. So you got some of the bandit style Trans Ams with the black and the golden screaming chicken is what they call it sometimes. And this one is pretty true to stock form. I don't know what's under the hood on this one, but the honeycomb wheels, the badging, the decals, and this one over here, it's got some aftermarket wheels with the Trans Am logo built into them. And these cars are driven. They don't just sit in a garage. So you can see just this part alone, we could spend all day in. But there's so much more that's shown up here today. We gotta go check that out. And we're gonna start with the Munsters, a classic television show. If you don't know what the show is, I highly suggest you check it out, whether it's on YouTube or TV Land or wherever you can find it, look it up. It's a great show. And the gentleman that played the youngest Munster on the show has these 2 rides out here today. This is the family wagon, so it's not short on power. Crushed velvet seats there. That's pretty cool. We actually interviewed this gentleman on one of our episodes. It was one of our Festival of Speed episodes. Actually, our last one that we did. Here's the Dragula. A very fast coffin. Yep. Really slick, really unique. Very much like this car a lot, like both of them. I'd rather be watching the Munsters. Yes, you should. Like I said, look this show up. You will not be disappointed. And what would a country show be? A country Christmas show without pickup trucks. The No Limit Truck Club is out here today. Now, I don't know if all the trucks we're about to go see are all part of the same club or not. Obviously, if they say no limit on them, they are. But let's start checking them out. First, we got a Toyota Tundra with the Toyota logo removed and the Punisher put right there. You've got Ford. You got Chevrolet, custom Chevrolet with the bow tie offset and at an angle with a custom grille. That's pretty wild. And a lot of these trucks, if you see in the back there, they're flying either their club's flag or the American flag, which I'm always definitely for that. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, that thumbs up and bell icon. That all goes such a long way. And share with your friends. If you see somebody you know or something you just want to share with people, let them know. Sharing definitely helps. And as you can see, this truck club has got a really wide range of vehicles. It's pretty wild. So you got your Toyota, your Ford, Chevrolet, Jeep. Once again, I'm not sure if all of these people are on the same club, but check this out. Pretty wild Jeep with the wheels really out there, sticking out. But let's keep walking down this line here. Got another Chevrolet another Ford, but we also have this big old Dodge Ram. Look at this big sucker. I think someone might notice this going down the road. I'm just hazarding a guess there. All right, so we got a Ford F-150 lifted, custom grill. Looks like a custom headlight assembly. And a really, really lifted up Chevy. Now it's got the lights that, you know, light up the undercarriage and everything, and it looks really cool. It looks even better at night. But look at the detail there. It's got a metallic flake all throughout, and it's got the truck club's name right there. Like I said, flags of all kinds. I think that's a Crown Royal flag. And then I really like this custom truck right here, this classic step side Chevy. I like it because it sort of reminds me a little bit of the Fall Guy. You know, the Fall Guy was, if I'm not mistaken, it was a GMC, but it's essentially the same thing in those days. But I just like this truck. I grew up in Texas and New Mexico, and, you know, seeing trucks like this was pretty commonplace. This is actually Central Florida Classic Truck Club. We've had a couple of their members on our show, and good guys indeed. And Jeepers Den is out here with this awesome custom Jeep, but they also have a classic GMC truck. And this is wicked. I'm a big fan of the design of GMCs. I know that they share a lot, obviously, with the Chevrolet. There are a few differences, but the grille design is what's always kind of gotten me. So those minor differences make a lot, or at least make a lot of difference to me. All right, here we are in front of Jeepers Den. And Faye, producer, tell us what you got going on there.
I've got an awesome Jeep Christmas shirt, and we got awesome Scully. She's the official Combustion Chamber mascot. If you ever see her on a car show, make sure you pet her. She loves to be petted.
Hey Scully, do you like attention? Do you like people? Do you like other dogs?
Yes.
Such a sweetheart. Good Scully. I'll go get you. All right, now we're getting to the other hot rods that are here at the show today. Look at this beautiful pearl white, pearl orange flamed car here with a small block Chevy in it. This thing is gorgeous. This paintwork is something else. Classic Nova in this. In Texas, we call this sort of a burnt orange color. I don't know what the official factory color is for it, but this thing is pretty slick. You know, great throwback to the muscle car era. And here we've got a 1969 Camaro Super Sport in the classic Hugger Orange is what they called it, with the white stripes. And you could also, another real famous version of this car is when it had white with the Hugger Orange stripes. Of course, you get under the hood here, and this is far from stock. And check that out, giving you a lot of extra power. So this thing undoubtedly scoots. It's got the cowl induction hood, bringing air in. I should say additional air in. Classic 1937 Ford. We had a 37 Ford on our show, and it was a lot of fun. It was one of our first episodes. When we come over here, we got some rat rods and classic trucks slammed to the ground. These are bagged, of course, so that they can drive them here to the show and then lower them as necessary. Or at least I assume that they're bagged because they're awfully low to the ground. These classic GMC bodies, though, are gorgeous. I love old trucks. You just can't. The new trucks are great, but this is something else. Classic custom C10 here. Aftermarket grille, two-tone orange and white. And then you've got this truck right here, slammed to the ground. Hood off. All right. Now this is bagged, and I can tell you how it's bagged, but you see those right there? Right where my finger's pointing at. That will fill with air as necessary to lift this truck up so that they can actually drive it out of here, and then you can take the air out of those bags with the flip of a switch, brings it back to the ground, and you can have this kind of show appearance. A lot of detailed paint work on this. It's got, this is some eye-catching paint work right here. I like that over-the-top stuff. And since this thing rides solo, you know, they had to cut out yeah, the bed here, but pretty wild stuff. Got a skull right there with the mean eyes. It's got the spray-in bed liner material, it looks like, which is great for preventing rust and damage of that nature. And this is Jay's awesome classic Silverado pickup truck. I know he's still doing a lot of work on it, but it's already awesome. This thing is wicked. And Jay's done stuff like the Bone Shaker. You've probably seen in some of my photography before the show and certainly after we started the show. But he just does such outstanding work. We've got that awesome pinstriping there. This is Jay's a hell of a good dude. He's an outstanding guy, and his rides are equally as outstanding as he is. Come over here, we got a for sale vehicle. Right, if you like that look, you like that sort of rat rod look, it's got the flat head there. And probably one of my favorite trucks here, just based on body design and color, and this thing is gorgeous. I love these classic Chevrolets, just like I told you over there, I like the classic trucks. And this is no exception. This is wild. Got a kind of a sort of a modern and classic interior. You've got the gauges there, but you've got these bucket seats, which I'm pretty sure the truck in this era didn't come with those. But love this color. I love what the owner has done. It is pretty wild. And we come over here, get pretty close to those speakers, so I'm sure I'll be demonetized by YouTube. So hit us up on Patreon. We got another classic pickup truck, classic Chevrolet, I believe, or was this the GMC? I don't know, because it's got that custom grill. And definitely another custom Chevrolet. Very awesome, very cool stuff. And then I talked to this owner right here, and he's done a lot of extensive work on this truck. It was at one time white, it is now black. He painted the engine this beautiful pearl orange. It's a 383 stroker, but look closely. That is not a carburetor under the air cleaner. That is a fuel injection system. So you get a little bit more reliability. You know, that modern reliability. I say modern like fuel injection is a new idea or something, but we have a 383 stroker in our 67 Camaro, and while I love it, you know, carburetors, old hot rod engines can get a little finicky, but with this new technology, you get more of that modern day reliability, and it's pretty much plug and play. He's got the houndstooth stitching with the bright blue interior. He's got the Sam Adams gear shift there. I like that. Really clean work across the bed here. And then I like these wheels. These are sort of a reimagining of classic late 60s Chevrolet wheels that you might find on a 67 Camaro. Those rally wheels, only they're wider, some are more deep dish. And I kind of like that idea of taking something classic and doing just a little bit of a spin on it and making it different. So we come over here, and we have another classic Chevrolet, beautiful two-tone, beautiful blue and white, and we have a 350 with the matte black air cleaner, valve covers. Here we are with a beautiful classic Corvette. The lines on this thing are beautiful, really a designer's car, absolute classic. I love this. And this is in great shape, y'all, as you can clearly see here. Parked right next to the Golden Eagle Jeep. Has definitely some aftermarket wheels and accessories, but this is nice. Bright, vivid, beautiful red paint job. Check out that engine. Now, I'm not sure exactly about this engine, but let's say you're somebody who's younger and you see a ride that's got an aftermarket motor in it, or a motor that may not be its original. How do you tell between a Ford and a Chevrolet engine just right off the bat? Well, some engines, Chevrolet will put their distributor cap, that's that right there, in the back. Ford puts it in the front, but I'm not exactly sure if this is a Ford motor from this era. It could easily be something Mopar. Because classic Mopar engines, I don't know that much about. Like I said, I'm a Chevy guy, so. But if you come over here, this is an authentic Pontiac motor. Two ways you can tell that. One, it's got that light blue paint job. You say, Casey, I can grab it a Chevrolet and paint it light blue. You can. And it has the distributor cap in the rear, but it's at an angle. In a small block Chevy of the late 60s era, most of the time, it's gonna be straight up and down. So that's how you'd be able to tell. And by the way, yes, I love the Pontiac Tempest. I love my big body Pontiacs. Love them. Come over here. We have a 1956 210 Bel Air. Gorgeous, gorgeous cream color and that bronze. Awesome. This thing is wicked. And it's powered by an LS3, a 6.2 liter, so probably pushing well over 400 horsepower stock. You'll find these in your new Camaros, I'm sorry, your 5th gen Camaros and other late model vehicles. Gorgeous interior. You know, it's got some modern touches, but it's still got a little bit of classic look and feel to it. Big steering wheel, the chrome. And this is a gorgeous two-tone combination. And like I said, it's got that classic design, but it's got that really reliable high horsepower motor that, you know, if you want to just be able to turn key and start, modern motors have it going on. I still love my hot rods. Check this out. Now this is gorgeous. I love this car. Here, right, Ford motor, distributor cap in the front. Fuzzy dice. That's not necessarily a Ford option, but you can put that in anything. Classic pearl, kind of this pearl green vehicle. Really love it. Classic hot rods, left and right. Music's pretty loud. I hope I don't get dinged by YouTube. Beautiful, huge Chrysler New Yorker, classic two-tone car, super clean. It's always out here at these shows, and this car is something else. Right next to it, classic muscle. Got some aftermarket touches with those wheels, but it's a Chevelle SS454. Very powerful motor, even by today's standards. I filmed one of these for Super Chevy one time. It was a very different, you know, paint scheme and all that. Come down here, look at this buggy. That's pretty wild. And this is just such a great turnout, and that's what I like about these events is everybody's welcome. I'm going to even show you some high-end luxury stuff here in just a little bit. A Ford Mustang, definitely getting into the spirit of things there, the spirit of Christmas. Classic Chevrolet pickup truck. One of our local photographers' Corvettes. Very nice. It's got the Z06 wheels on it. This is an LS one-powered car, if I'm not mistaken, 5.7 liter. Very similar to the 4th generation Camaro that's parked right next to it. You see me gush on this car to no end because I really love the 4th gen and own one. So, and then right next to it is a VW Carmen Ghia. You might have seen that in Kill Bill. And we come back here, and it is Challenger and Mopar Road. These guys, like I say, every time there's a show, they're out in force. So we got Scat Packs, we've got Hellcats, we've got custom superchargers, I believe, put on this one, the silver one right here. But these guys are, all the clubs that I know of, you know, whether it's further South Florida, here in Central Florida, they're just, these guys are everywhere. It's like an army. And, you know, I really like these Mopars. I really respect what they've been doing, not just the owners and how they customize them, but what Dodge has been doing. Their sales are still doing really good while other fast car sales are slipping. So they're offering just power, power, power. Mopar or no car. If you're unfamiliar with that saying, it's very common amongst these guys. It's all or nothing. Kenny Bell, supercharger there. Now check this out. That's sweet. Classic Dodge. I don't know what you would call that. Bongo truck? And we'll check out this row here with the Viper. Very beautiful car. I can't exactly sure. No problem, my man. Can't remember exactly which generation you'd call this, but it's still a slick looking car. Very different than the other ones, just in one respect. The hood opens up in a traditional way, not like a clamshell hood like other Dodge Vipers. Come down this way, we've got a Maserati GT and what looks to be a custom wrap. I'm assuming it's a wrap. We had one of these on our show. It was a hardtop though, and a lot of fun to drive. I got a kick out of it myself. Come over here, which is a shot of this interior. Of course, you know the Maserati GT's external design has not changed at all in a very long time. Beautiful bright green, Grinch green, 5-liter Fox body Mustang. Pretty wild. That's cool. Next to a classic, another classic Mustang right here with a 289 in it. Remember what I said about the placement of the distributor cap? Right there in front. So that Jeep we saw with the distributor cap at a cocked angle must have been something Mopar, I'm guessing. But once again, my knowledge on classic Mopar engines is severely lacking. Right next to it, we've got an example of some of the best modern engineering for the domestic side of cars. The ZL1 Camaro with its supercharged LT4. This is putting out, I believe, stock 620 horsepower. Got the flow tie there so that it's hollow. It actually does serve a function. This is all for airflow. The hood, as you can clearly see, it's not just looks, it is functionality. So I like that. Faux hoods have always been, it's always been a thing, but I've never liked it. Classic Volkswagen here. Check that out, the Love Bug. Another very gorgeous Fox body Mustang. This one's in excellent shape. You know, it reminds me, just with the side skirts and it being a convertible, kind of remind me just a little bit of the one that was in that movie, The Getaway, from the early 90s with Alec Baldwin and Kim Basinger, which was a remake. So the car does look different. It's a different color. I think it's got a different style of side skirts, but this body style just kind of reminds me of that. Come over here. Look at this. Wow. This is in great shape. Big old car too. Powered by a fuel injected. Oh yeah, no, is it? No, yeah, it's fuel injected. 5 liter. I wonder what this has. Maybe it's a Fox body Mustang. I don't know. I have to talk to the owner. Ford Ranchero, sort of like an El Camino, that kind of idea. Pretty wild. Definitely a car of its time, but I like it. Classic Impala. Now we had an Impala very similar to this. Is this a 69? 69? We had a 69 Impala on our show, and I love driving. It's bagged and it's pretty wicked. Another two classic Fox body Mustangs. I love the green. I like the white one. It's good stuff, but I'm partial to green. That's just a personal thing. V Series Cadillac, another example of high performance vehicles, high performance sedans. Has a supercharged LT4 like the ZL1 Camaro. So this one is probably putting out the same amount of power. Functional hood. It's a shame. I heard, and I might be incorrect in this, but they're not selling as well. That's a shame because I mean this is a sedan, a luxury sedan that'll blow the wrinkles off your face. Now I really like this car. Now I know I'm a pretty militant Chevy guy in my personal life, but I love the Galaxy 500. My grandmother had one that was a hardtop, and no, that's not a slam. It's just the car of the time. But I really like this car. I like it with the stripe going down the driver's side. I've always liked the design. I just have a personal liking of this car just because it's what, every time I would visit my grandmother, this is what she has, what we would drive in. I wish I knew what happened to that car. I think, don't quote me on this, I would love if somebody left a comment in the comment section confirming this. They had a Galaxy 500 in the original Bad Boys, 1995. It's only in there for a second. It's driven by the bad guys, and it has a stripe, if I'm not mistaken, going down one side of the car, but not in the center, similar to this one. I'm talking about the 1995 Bad Boys movie with Martin Lawrence and Will Smith, not that one with that hippie Sean Penn. A for sale hot rod right here. Looks like a, what did they call it, where it didn't have the windows in the back? Not Countryman, it was for the sales guys, the traveling salesman. I can't remember that. Lotus Salon. You don't see very many of these. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen one of these face to face, but it's out here today. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button, that bell icon for instant notifications when we go live with new episodes. That thumbs up and sharing goes a long, long way. And hey, want to help us out even further? Check us out on Patreon. We've got this classic second generation Z28 Camaro. I don't care what people say about the late second gens or third gens. I'm an F-body guy till I die. I love how this car looks. I love it in the blue. I love the styling going down the side there where it says Z28. These cars are fantastic. Comes with the T-tops on this one, of course. Check out this classic Trans Am. I believe this is a 69. Love it. In great shape. Come down here, another example of modern muscle. Camaro SS. This is a 5th gen with the Heritage Grille option, some aftermarket aero, and I believe those are Z28 wheels, if I'm not mistaken. It's powered by a LS3 6.2 liter. Here's a 6th gen. I'm not sure if this is a 1LE. Yeah, this has got to be the 1LE with the matte black hood, the black wheels. And now, if I'm not mistaken, you get the 1LE on both the 6 and 8-cylinder cars now. It used to just be an 8-cylinder option with the 5th gen. But with these 6 gens, you can get them on the V6 as well. Hell, they might even put it on the floor now. Here is another 6th gen. Oh, this is the V8. It's got some custom red accents throughout. This is an LT1 powered car, a 6.2 liter, same displacement, more power. 5-liter Coyote powered Mustang here, convertible, very clean. Now I want to show you all something that I was surprised to see out here. When we go to some of our cars and copies, you're more likely to see luxury cars. And you come to an event like this, it's gonna be mostly hot rods. But we have this Mercedes Maybach here. 12-cylinder powered car. And this is, I've seen this car before. I've even uploaded videos on our Instagram and our Twitter and our Facebook accounts about some of the neat options that it has. And we come over here and the exterior is super luxurious and detailed. They've integrated the screens into the dash very well, which I think is great. You know, one of my gripes with modern cars is they don't do that on some of these, but this is great. This is fantastic. You come back here and you've got luxury to no end. You've got your tray tables, you've got your screens, you've got your leg and foot rests down there. You've got additional controls and features. You know, sometimes when someone else is driving and it's a road trip, I fall asleep like that. In this car, I think I'd be asleep before we backed out of the driveway. Very beautiful inside. Now, the owners who own this also own this GTC here. And this is wicked. Now, I have to say, I always have to go for the sports cars. I'd probably take this one over the Maybach, but that's just a personal preference. And look at this interior, beautiful. Like, once again, really done up nice. You know, Mercedes never slouches, at least in my experience. You come around here, it's a twin-turboed engine. The turbos are actually placed right up top there, underneath that shroud. Very similar to the engine that they provide for Aston Martin's Vantage car. The turbos sit right on top. And I believe that's also an option. That Mercedes-Benz is also, the Mercedes twin-turboed engine that they give to the Vantage is also an option on the B11. So you can get the 12-cylinder or that twin-turboed V8. Beautiful C4, as they call it, 4th generation Corvette with modern LS power here and clean. Super clean. Now the reflection of the guy with the long hair, we don't need to see that. But you know, this car is done up, and this is what I like. I think this body style is gorgeous, and I love it. But you know, if you want more reliable drivability, you put the modern engine in. I've got an 04 GTO with an LS1, and I can romp on that car all day, and it's my daily driver. So this car is in great condition. The interior is fantastic, very clean. It's got the silver stripes going down the length of the car. But check it out, it's still that beautiful body. It's a gorgeous looking car, but now it's got more power and more reliability as well. Probably even better gas mileage, I might imagine, but not sure about the gas. I don't care about the gas. A Mustang Cobra Terminator. I'll be back. So I'm around here. I don't know a lot about the Terminator edition, because I don't think there was ever a Mustang in the Terminator movie. Come over here, we got a car that's under construction, but that's okay, because it came here under its own power, right? We've got an Oldsmobile Rocket 455, and I'm going to tell you something, man. When cars are under construction, I show them all the love and support I can, because I've been there. I know what it's like. I want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. If I don't catch you before then, a Happy New Year. We got a lot of great things coming next year from Combustion Chamber. I think y'all are going to really love it. I want to thank everybody here at Horsepower Ranch. This is an outstanding venue. They put on great shows, so thank you all very much. Thank you, Cruising Orlando. Thank you, Florida Car Shows. Y'all have been great supporters of Combustion Chamber this past year, and I cannot thank all of you enough, including all of you, the everyday watchers, the everyday car owners. Y'all have shared this show so much and have shown so much love and support. I can't do it without you. If you like what you see and want to see more, subscribe to us here on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram as well, Facebook and Twitter, sometimes on Twitter. And if you want to support the show, check us out on Patreon. You'll have a fantastic holiday, and thank you for your support.